Hi. So today's topic is going to be about learning lessons more than once. And I feel like this is something that we all have experienced. We as humans, I'm just telling you, we have more in common than we don't. Our experiences are more alike than they're not. So, learning lessons more than once. This was me reflecting on my past compared to now and just kind of not really comparing, but just looking at past Brandy to this version of Brandy and picking through some memories and experiences of dealing with certain partners and the situations that came with certain partners. What I realized about myself recently and how much I allowed my hearing loss to affect the decisions that I made, I realized that because it's so hard for me to get to know people, that the people that I did have in my life, I clung to them fiercely for the sake of having them in my life, no matter what, versus facing the possibility of having to get to know someone new. And clinging to certain people gave it just gave way for bad behavior, um, negative action, and just a whole lot of negativity that should have been cut loose long ago, and at times were cut loose only to circle back and things eventually getting to a negative state again. So then that's what I mean by learning lessons over and over again. Because another one of my current sayings or quotes or whatever that kind of just stick with me is that for everyone and everything in your life, in our lives, there is a reason. And for how long, there is a season or a lifetime. And you cannot control the longevity of anything or any person in your life. We truly have to work towards just letting things be, because for me, holding on to certain people into my life just created so much havoc for me emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, and it kept happening. It kept happening. And so I feel that the universe makes things uncomfortable when you find yourself in a situation that you don't want to change, or you find yourself uh, with a person that you know is not necessarily good for or to you, but you stay out of comfort, whatever that looks like, or normalcy, you know, and I feel like we are shown one way or another that we choose to ignore, and then it all blows up. I mean, I could just see that now for what that whole situation was then. I can just see it. And you cannot force anything. You cannot make anyone stay. You cannot make any situation remain as is. It's out of your control. Excuse me. There's so much in this life that is out of our control, and if we just could realize that and embrace that, I feel like a lot of our lives will just be a little easier to manage. Just a little easier to manage, because no situation is precisely the same. I know that. So yeah, I don't want to repeat lessons if I don't have to. So I feel like now, and the mindset that I have today is truly what is for me would not pass over me. I would not have to fight to keep anything or anyone if it was meant to be in my life. If not, then it just was not. Not to say that that's an easy thing to do, because it's not. It could be very, very hard, even heartbreaking. But it just may be necessary. It just may be. There's a lesson in everything. It's either a lesson or a blessing in everything. In everything. I can take my toughest loss to date, and that being the loss of my sister, and I can actually say that in losing her, I gained something, you know? And it took a while for me to say that, to accept that, but I gained something out of it. That'll probably be another video. But yes, I gained something from that. And you just have to open your mind and your eyes and your heart to it. It's work. It is not easy. It is work. It took a lot of just recalibrating my thoughts and consistently and intentionally working on how I react and how I receive and how I interact. And I'm at peace now. I don't question a lot of things. I make an attempt. I give it a try. Whatever the results are, it's going to be okay regardless. It's going to be okay. It's out of a lot of it is out of our control. We think we can control it, but it's really just out of your control, and that's okay. I'm finding it so much easier to just fall back from situations and from people rather than trying to convince them or convince myself that this is the way it's supposed to go. No more of that. No more of that. Consider that a lesson learned. Very much. So, until next time.